Hey guys. I'll be starting here in a few minutes. I do have to kind of pull stuff up on my phone so I can see if everything's cool. Now, I will not be looking at my chat, just as a fair warning. This is just going to be me talking. So, I've set everything to emote only chat. Because this is hard for me. I've been thinking about it for a while. I'm gonna come in with three points of reference, and I'm gonna show you some artwork that I'm working on. I'm working on a piece of, I guess you would call it fan art. I'm working. I don't know if any of you. I will, when I post this, and I will be posting this on YouTube as well. I will pin a link to her channel. I will also be turning comments off on my YouTube if by chance things get ugly. As long as the comments are nice and they stay nice, then I won't turn off comments. I'll take them all in as constructive criticism. I will be referencing some thoughts that I have written down. But this is something that's been kind of bugging me for a minute, and I know that I'm gonna give this warning. I am gonna be talking about physical health issues, mental health issues, as they refer to me. I will be talking about probably some sensitive subjects that I don't particularly need their viewership for what I want to do. So, this is an 18 and older stream, and if you're not of that age range, this is your exit point, dude. Take the exit, walk on out, free to go. But with that said, that was your parental advisement. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and flip my screen over. Alright, so kinda in the screen, like it's supposed to be. Hold on. Let me scoot her over. Okay, so the streamer that I'm doing a art piece of is, I'm doing a chibi Grizz version of Bailey J. She is a YouTuber, and she is really, she's super intelligent when it comes to running her own business from her home. She's been really smart when it comes to her art and stuff like that. And she, as you see, there are four. It's divided. You can see it right here. Right in here. It's divided into four equal parts. Which the measurements for that is 5.5 by 4 1/4, which is typical A2 card. Eventually, this spread is going to be a bigger spread. I want to get the character models and their clothing nailed down before I put it all together, if that makes sense. Typically, I do either blue pencil or graphite on my pump pencil. I'm under the assumption this is an 05. This is probably my HB lead, which is a typical typical pencil. It's a pencil you would typically use to write with. It's what most Ticonderogas are, whatever. But while I'm drawing, I'm going to be and working on her clothes and whatnot. I'm going to be talking about my feelings going forward as far as streaming is concerned. And I do have music running in the background, so in that way I don't get copyright. But it's just playing music in the background. Frame. Yes, she's upside down because you're over here and the picture's here, and I can turn it around every once in a while to show you upside right, but I wanted it kind of a top down where I could see this. Now I understand that you probably can see my nails right now, and if you see any gunk under them, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be on very long. And yeah, so let's just get into it. The first point and the way I'm gonna break this down is I'm gonna break this down into, like I said, 3 points. The first point is referring to my mental health. Now, and I will read a piece of what I've written. Me just kind of writing through my thoughts. I do have a diary that I do write in. Right here. This is my diary. And I decorated it myself. It's just a composition notebook. If you want me to show you how to make one of these with a bunch of pockets and stuff inside, and have a nice tie off and everything, let me know. Okay, just let me know. But with that said, yeah, it's like right here, and then it would be over the breast line. I have to pull that picture back up. Right here, that's where that strap would be. Yeah, and then the V on the waist. Okay. Let me bring that up just a smidgen, like that. Okay, so and like I said, I'm gonna break it down into 3 points, and my first point is it's gonna reference my mental health. First, let me start by saying this because this also goes kind of into my third point as well. So I am gonna reference back and forth between the points. And my third point is gonna end up being how I've been treated here on both YouTube and Twitch. We'll get deeper into the third one later, but this is rough. A lot rougher than I thought. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. By no stretch of the imagination have I ever believed that. I know I'm not everybody's flavor. I don't pretend to be. I don't want to be, because I don't want to have to try to fit into somebody else's supposed mold. What is right and what's wrong. Okay? I was brought up by an older generation. My grandparents brought me up. My mom had a little influence, but my grandparents brought me up. And you guys, younger guys, refer to them as boomers, but boomers aren't always, it shouldn't be a negative connotation either, because they came with a wealth of knowledge of, if we learn from what they did wrong, we can fix it and make it right. They gave us good ways to be. Just peaceful ways to be. You know, stronger, more peaceful ways of being. Not a lot of people look at it that way, though. And it's not always cotton mouth, excuse me. It's not always bad to come from an older generation. There are things you can learn. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna read a small snippet from what I wrote. Okay, real quick. I'm not a bad person, and nor is Scott, or as you guys here on Twitch would refer to him as Grizz, or Captain Grizz, is not my keeper. And that's where we're going to reference into my treatment. The last time I kind of popped off here on Twitch, and I started getting a lot of notoriety for my artwork and whatnot. I did a picture for Pred and Amanda, if you guys know them. Pred Fan and Amanda May. And I will link their Twitch channels in my bio below when I put this up on YouTube. Because they're wonderful people. They should get plenty of views. And I couldn't say more nice things about those two than that I love them to death. But I did a picture of their dog who had just passed away, Khaleesi, and everybody loved the artwork. Everybody was raving over it, and I was just starting to get traction. And then there were people that knew my spouse. And if any of you know the person that I am, my biggest weakness, along with my biggest strength, is my protectiveness and my feelings about when people attack people I care about, deeply care about. So at that point, when I popped off, everybody loved my artwork. They thought I was a great person, but then they wanted to they wanted to do a turncoat on me and see what happened if they attacked Grizz. Privately attacked Grizz. This was not anything that anyone on Twitch saw. This was privately. They attacked Grizz for my behavior. Granted, yes, they attacked me too, but I can deal with it if you attack me. Because I realized a long time ago, I don't have to be everybody's flavor. Don't have to be that perfect artist that everyone imagines. I don't have to be that. And I know this. But they went after Scott. They went after Grizz. And that's when I had a problem. That's where I had a problem, because if you go after my husband, that's fighting words. So, but I also saw that he was finally popping off too, and he was doing something he enjoyed. So, me being the good wife, and me being the person who loves him, I think more than anyone outside of his sisters, I chose to take a step back. I disappeared. I stepped back into the shadow. I got out of the spotlight and I let him take it. But every time I went to go try to step back in to that spotlight, they attacked him again. Now, with that said, let me make myself perfectly clear. That's not gonna be, if I choose to come back to a semi-regular schedule on Twitch and a semi-regular upload schedule for YouTube, if I choose to do that, which I know will help my art career and my website, and it'll help me grow. If I choose to do that, let me make myself clear. It won't be the same reaction this time. Because, number one, Grizz isn't streaming anymore. The reason why he isn't streaming is because of, goes back to the treatment we've both received. He's skittish. Once bitten, twice shy. I can't blame him. Granted, he has said he wants to go back to streaming eventually. But I don't know what eventually means. I am, though, going to continue on with the Steampunk Grizzlies, and I am going to be putting a section on my website where I am going to do the cartoon and the storyboards and whatnot. It's going to take a while because we're also in the middle of some life changes that are exciting and happy, but yeah. Now, like I was saying, it will not be the same reaction, because at this time, if you attack Grizz, I'm gonna get vocal. I'm gonna get nasty. keep in mind, it will be privately nasty and vocal with authorities. Because at that point it's bullying. And I won't put up with it. If you don't like me, then don't watch my channel. You don't have to be my friend. You don't have to be in my channel. You don't have to be here. There are plenty of other channels here on Twitch that you can support. You don't have to shit on my life. That's where I'm going to say that. Now, granted, I know that when it comes to people thinking that Grizz is my keeper, it's because of my mental health. Now, I was born with a mild form of schizophrenia. It's called schizoaffective disorder. Okay? It was something that I was born with. Eventually, something in my life was going to be a trigger or triggering factor for that. But it is a genetic marker in my DNA. I do take medication for it. Sometimes my meds work, sometimes they don't, and they need to be readjusted. Okay? Sometimes I'm myself, and sometimes I don't know that they're in control. It is a fight and struggle every single day when I wake up for me to take my medicine and wonder, is this going to be the day that my medicine decides to fail? I do see a psychiatrist and a psychologist. Psychiatrist is, if I remember, the psychiatrist is my counselor. And my counselor is every week. And my medication doctor or psychologist is at least every 3 months to 6 months for either medication adjustment or refills. I have been relatively stable-ish for a while on my medication, but there is still in America, not just America, but around the world, depending on where in the world you are, there is a huge, like, weighted stigma on people with mental health issues and people who deal with mental health issues. That, oh, they're bad people and they need medicine to be good people. No, we don't need medicine to be good people. We're good people. We just misunderstood people. I think, if I remember, that's going to be the waistband right here. And then over this way, we're going to go a little bit out. If anyone knows about Bailey, she is a beast. She is a Disney-phile. Yeah, she's a Disney-phile. And what I'm doing is I'm doing her steampunk costume based on the I think I can show a picture of it. Hey everyone, I apologize about this, but Twitch is a son of a bitch. They muted my VOD in 2 spots in this video, and this is editing sassy here. So the part that you're seeing here is me illustrating to you that Bailey J, she's a Disneyphile, and she likes Beauty and the Beast, and her favorite version of Beauty is the yellow dress, where Beast and Belle are dancing. And I think, if I remember correctly in this part, I was also illustrating or trying to tell you about um and if you hear noises in the background, that's my AC. I'm sorry. Um, I don't have a pop filter on my mic or anything. Um, but her dress, her garb is going to be, or her steampunk outfit is going to be based off of Belle in the yellow dress, and Christian's is going to be off of Beast in his attire at that point. I'm gonna work it in a little bit, the colors and stuff. I'm gonna take reference from it. Um, so I also want to reiterate that and this will probably catch that up to the current audio, and I will be back. Editing, sassy. Yes, we'll be back. Um, and so I think I was saying something to the extent of just because Grizz is my spouse or Scott is my spouse does not make him my keeper. And that's where I think I'll leave this one. So yeah, but I hope you like the drawing here. And I will be back. Alright. They're responsible for your act, for your for my actions, or for the person with mental health issues actions. And that's not the case. You're still two separate entities. You may be married in a relationship, but that does not make, in my case, that does not make Grizz my keeper. He is not my keeper. If he's anything, he is passive as fuck. And yes, I'm gonna cuss, and I don't give a hot shit. If y'all don't like it, y'all can fuck right off. I don't care. I have a mouth on me. I'm from Rhode Island. I cuss like a sailor. It's what it is. Anyway, so with that said, I want to say, don't blame my actions and behavior on Grizz. I also am not using my mental health issues, which I do have another mental health issue I will get into in a moment. Do not blame my mental health issues on him. And I'm not using my mental health issues as a scapegoat or an excuse for bad behavior. If I have wronged you, I want to know. I want to know what I need to do to fix it. And we work through it and figure out the best path for us to coexist. Because I want to learn, because I'm still learning. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still learning. I'm in my mid-40s, and I'm still a work in progress. So with that said, I also do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, yes, I do understand that people usually that deal with post-traumatic stress disorder are people who have been in the military. It's very common, or it's considered common with military people, which back in the day was called shell shock. Nowadays it's post-traumatic stress disorder. But here's the thing: post-traumatic stress disorder is just what it sounds. Post-traumatic stress disorder. It happens after a stressful situation and some form of trauma. I was brought up in a very abusive family life. I am a person who has suffered through child abuse. I am still working through my emotions due to those traumatic experiences. I do tend to not always be the best form of myself because of it. And yeah, but I'm also not trying the best way to word this. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I'm not gonna give names and everything. My life was better when I finally went from my mother to my grandmother. My grandmother, she was my world. I miss her greatly. God rest her soul. I'm also dealing with a little bit of trauma because I don't know if any of y'all know, but Mama Dog's not with us anymore. She passed away in April 27th, 2023. She was 16 years old. You guys knew how much I loved that dog. That's another reason why I stopped streaming everywhere for a while. I even told you guys that I needed my time. I still need time for that. I'm still working through it. She was my baby. That was my child. Because I can't have kids. It's physically dangerous for me to. Not so much that I'm not fertile. It's more of I suffer from polycystic ovary disorder, which is a physical ailment. I mean, I'll get into that more deeper later. And I'm not gonna hide anything from you. My life is a mess. I don't see a reason to hide anything from y'all. Because who I am is what you're either subscribing for, or you're following me for, or whatever. It's not just the art, it's the person. And I feel that if I'm going to be the most genuine form of myself, I'm not going to hide anything from you. So there's no point. So yeah. When it comes to my physical ailments, though, we're just gonna move on to that. I suffer from, like I said, polycystic ovary disorder, which makes it dangerous for me to have children, which is why my fur babies are my babies. We haven't replaced Mama. We don't plan on doing it until we've had some time. We'll introduce you to the new pup when time comes. You guys know that. But yeah, with that. So, but like I said, I suffer from the polycystic ovaries, and it makes it dangerous for me to have children. It also, good lord, periods are awful. Anyone that suffers with that, I feel you. I feel for you. I feel for you. But I also suffer with fibromyalgia. And for anyone who deals with fibromyalgia on a regular, God bless you. God bless you. God bless your soul. God bless you. Because it's the worst thing you could feel. It's the worst thing you could go through. I kind of refer to, now, a long time ago, there was a woman, and this was an article my mom sent me, I think. There was a woman who illustrated to a friend while they were in a diner. She looked at the waitress and said, "Bring me as many spoons as you can." She brought her as many spoons as she could, and this is what we call spoon theory. Okay? So, spoon theory basically goes, okay, so from what I see here, I have about 20 spoons. So, take that 20 spoons, and that's all of the energy I have to get, that a normal person would have to get through a day. Let's say that's 100% of the energy. Those 20 spoons are 100% of the energy that a person has to function, do their daily workouts, do their daily chores, do their day, mentally, physically, emotionally. That is what they have. Okay? All right. So she's like, "Okay, that seems like enough." But wait. And this is where it gets into my territory. Okay? Let's take away 4 of those spoons because I wake up in a never-ending nightmare with my mental stuff. The best illustration I ever made to a counselor, to a medical physician, to a judge for Social Security was, and I'm going to push it over so I can illustrate this for you to an empty page over here. Okay, let's pretend now my perspective is kind of wonky sometimes, but it's okay. Okay, so let's pretend this is a speaker with a subwoofer. And the knob is right here. And if you close up to this knob, it goes from 1, which being the lowest, which means the lowest amount of volume, and it goes to 10, which is the highest bit of volume in my brain. But then you have this range, right? Hey y'all, I'm back. I said I would be back, didn't I? Okay, so this part, let me go ahead and finish this off. Twitch, why? Anyway, okay, so in the illustration, there's a range that goes further on the dial, and it goes all the way up to 15. And that's what it sounds like in my brain every day. So imagine that speaker going from 1 to 10, but somebody cranking it all the way past that, and how loud that is. It's like being next to a concert speaker. And it's a bunch of people talking at the same time. And that's what I was illustrating on that part. Now, it also broke up the rest of my spoon theory stuff. So, let's say, like I said, you take 4 away because I woke up the way I do, and then you're having to do all of your other daily stuff, and it takes more and more and more of your spoons to do what you have to do every single day. And it's hard. It's not an easy thing to live with when you got fibromyalgia. You got bad days and you got good days. Same thing with schizoaffective disorder. You have bad days and you have really bad days, and then you have okay days, and then you have really, really good days. And yeah, it's not fun being me. It never has been fun being me. So, with that said, I will give it back to past Sassy, and I will talk to you guys later. Alright? Bye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spoons to do everything else in your day. And that's all the energy you have to function for the rest of your day. Do your chores, do everything. Well, let's say you do your chores. You do your workout, and that takes a spoon away. And you do your house chores, and that takes a spoon away. So by noon, you're down to like 4 spoons for the rest of your day. And you still have to go to work, which with my mental stuff, that takes 2 spoons right there. That takes 2 spoons, because for me, physical interaction is hard. It stresses me out, which then triggers my fibromyalgia, and the pain gets worse. So that's like 2 spoons right there. So if I were to hold down a regular job, so yeah, you can kind of imagine that. This the streaming takes maybe like a spoon, because it's not a physical interaction, it's more of a interaction with people, but not to the point where you could reach out and touch my hair, you know, or you're not like within so much of my personal space. Um, so, and it's not you guys. I love my audience, okay, but it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And if I don't finish this right now, that's fine. These are just my sketches. These are just sketches and stuff. I'll post pictures, progress pictures. Those are easy for me to do. But then you have to cook dinner, take your shower, brush your teeth, all that stuff. So you're out of spoons before let's say 6 o'clock at night. And you still have other things you have to do, but you don't have any more in you to do. You have no more spoons. Some days I have no spoons. I have one spoon. I wake up with one spoon. Okay? Those are the days where I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm probably not streaming today. If I wake up in the morning and I hurt so bad and I am so overly exhausted that I can't pick up a pencil, let alone just function for the day, you will not see me until I'm well enough to do so. And I'll let you guys know that. I mean, if you go into my description area on my Twitch, I do have a link to, I believe, either mine or the Steampunk Grizzly Discord server, where you guys can get regular updates. I mean, I post there and Twitter as much as I possibly can. Facebook is kind of iffy. Instagram's iffy. If you really like looking at my artwork, you can go over on Pinterest. I'll probably add that later. But yeah. But it when it comes to streaming, I have to have enough spoons to do the setup, get everything ready, and emotionally be able to deal with chat. Now, when Grizz is here and he can watch my chat, all the better, because then I have my support system. Mama, yet again, she was like a support animal. She wasn't just my kid. She just wasn't my pet. She wasn't a part of my family. She was my emotional support animal. She was an amazing dog. I miss her every single day. I wish she was still here with me. I miss and love my dog. And I know I don't have her right now, so I'm depending on Grizz to fill a void. And he doesn't have a lot of time, and I will talk to you guys later about Grizz's condition, because right now he is in a mess with his shoulder. That's another topic altogether. But nonetheless, we're just gonna move on. And my third and final point is how I've been treated. Okay? And this wraps the whole wax ball up. And this is why I feel the way I do about streaming. Okay? On YouTube, not so much. I'm kind of just iffy because of how YouTube runs things. When it comes to streaming on YouTube, and how some of the things they've done they've put really dangerous precedents out there for their smaller streamers versus the ones that make them money. That's where I feel a little iffy with YouTube. Am I willing to give it a shot though? Yes. I've had a YouTube for a long time. And there are videos on there of the day I was gonna marry Grizz. And there are pictures of my wedding dress, I think, on there. I don't know. There are, but there are videos there. And if you want to go check them out, the link's down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, well, thank you for being here for as long as you have. And I appreciate you. And I hope you can stick around for a long, long time. Would I like to see my YouTube channel grow and me possibly eventually somewhere down the road get a diamond play button or a gold play button or silver play button? Yes, I would love to see that. Am I realistically going to? That's yet to be seen. I'm not going to say it's not out of the realm of possibility, but the likelihood is maybe. Okay? As far as Twitch is concerned, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus. I'm not going to I'm not. But there have been a few streamers here who have made it so I am very reluctant to stay. Plus, with the way Twitch likes to run their monetization, no offense, Twitch, but y'all are goofy. Y'all are goofy. If you want to support your streamers, you really should support them big and small, and you really don't. And the ones that bring you more money, you support them better than the ones that bring you little to none. And yeah, I think that's goofy, and you really should it should be more of an even keel across the board. But that's my thoughts on that one, on the monetization. But as far as my treatment, there have been some Twitch streamers that I've had encounters with that either because of their age or because of their beliefs or whatever, I have not been their cup of tea, and they have treated not just me, but Grizz unkindly. Now, granted, I'm not saying that I'm not guilty in some of those situations, and where my guilt lies is where my guilt lies, and I will take that to my grave. That is my deal. And for my guilt, and if by chance those streamers happen to watch this on YouTube or come back to my Twitch stream and see it, just know I never meant to hurt you. I'm sorry that things with us didn't work out to the point where we were long life friends. And I wish you and your stream and your career and whatever you do in your life, I wish you the best. I hope and pray that you receive all of the accolades and all of the money and all of the prosperity and all of the everything that you have worked so hard to deserve. But because of the way they've treated us, It kind of makes us reluctant, which is why Grizz doesn't stream anymore, but he does want to. It's just, does he want to and come back to the, the stream and those people show up and they yet again berate him because he chose to stay married to me, run a stream, and have me run in the background. Now, granted, I'm not going to be a voice on his channel anymore. Not unless I do some kind of advertisement or something for something we're working on. Or unless we're promoting something or something like that. At that point, maybe. I might also I might be the voice that says, hey, you're one warning, but that's it. But for the most part, I'm not going to be a voice on his channel. If we do play games, I'm probably going to mute myself because I don't want my husband to suffer with something he enjoys doing. If that makes sense. But I'm going to end this with, and I'll show you updates of that later. I'm going to end this with, I don't know if I'm going to come back to Twitch. So if this is goodbye, I'd say watch your social medias, subscribe where you think you can catch me. And if one day you come back and my channel's gone here on Twitch, let me tell you, it's been a good ride. Okay? YouTube, I still need time, but it is what it is. But I gotta go. So be creative every day, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace.